Pride Month is over. It's gone. And I didn't even really realize that. I guess maybe there will be some celebrations for the rest of the week, maybe in some places. But usually it's June that is considered to be Pride Month in most places. Hey everybody, it's Prince of Queens, and Pride Month is come and gone, like I just said, I think. I had a few beers. I went out to a Mexican restaurant, had some margaritas, and I do have a scripted video, but I don't feel like recording it because I just kind of want to vent about a few things regarding Pride Month. So, this is the second, maybe third consecutive Pride Month that I've just entirely skipped. Like, I didn't do anything at all. And it's not like I normally go to the actual parade or anything because I don't. Who does? It's awful. I think that there was some sort of Onion article that came out this year that was like Pride Parade renamed to LGBT Ally Parade or something. And that's really true. It's what it is. Like, I don't go to Pride, but my mom sure does. I was my mom actually literally called me from the Pride Parade one time, and I was in San Francisco, and of course, being the type of guy I was at the time, this was probably 2012 or so, or maybe even 2011, 2010. Being the type of guy that I was, I had been awake the entire night prior, and it was like, I don't know, 11 a.m. or something, and I was in a park with some friends, just wasted. It was in Dolores Park, San Francisco, where you can just publicly drink and smoke weed for some reason. I don't know why. I really don't know what it is exactly about Dolores Park. I think that there has to be some sort of, because everybody knows it's happening. Like, the cops have to be paid off to not care. It just does not make any sense in any other way that you can just sit there with a tall can of beer within a brown paper bag right out in the open. Cops will occasionally walk by and they will turn the other way and look. They all know that you're doing it. They don't care. And I swear to God, it has to be the city government. The city government must think that if people can just drink in this park, Dolores Park, which is right between the Castro and the Mission, it's a really nice neighborhood in San Francisco, then everybody will want to move to Dolores Park or to San Francisco because they get to hang out at places like Dolores Park, and it's good for having a new interested population of new San Franciscans that will move and then go broke trying to pay all the rent, and it must be good for the city's economy to have people. So I was sitting there in the park at like 11 a.m. drinking some beers with my friend, and my mom called me. And I talked to her for like a while too, because I'm like that with my mom. Like, I'll just talk to her on the phone when my friends are around and I'm wasted. And she knows that I'm wasted. It's not like she can't figure it out. I bet she could now, probably, because I don't really get wasted anymore. It's really rare when I do. But at that time, I did. And yeah, it was, that's one of my last memories of Pride. But I used to do stuff during the week of Pride, and I used to have fun going to events. And I would go to the Trans March in San Francisco because it seemed like it had a purpose, and I had a number of trans friends, and it was a lot smaller. So I liked that. But that was before the whole transgender thing. Like, there was a period of time, in the early parts of this decade, when being trans was being a freak. Still, like, people were really weirded out by it in general, and if you were comfortable around trans people, they really appreciated it. So I was, and I would go to that, and it was cool. So, but now things are awful. So, honestly, uh I think it's a shame. This is what I kind of wanted to rant about mainly, but I had a little bit of an aside. This is just a sort of a funny little tangent that I'm going to get into after. So stay around for the joke, okay? Because there's a funny little joke. But the serious part, and this is bugging me. This does bug me, is that I do miss having rainbow community. Like, I miss having communities form around the shared notion of homosexuality and transgenderism and accepting alternative lifestyles that are like that, you know, accepting people that don't fit into the traditional family structure naturally, you know, like I can't just choose to start dating women and raise a family. It's not an option for me. It makes me emotionally uncomfortable to think about potentially having sex with a woman. What I tell people about to describe my homosexuality is like, look, there's a possibility that I could have sex with a woman if I really, really tried, but it would feel to me emotionally like I was, sorry, it wouldn't be like having, it would feel to me emotionally like I was raping Tori Amos, who is my favorite musician who was raped before. That's what it would feel like to me emotionally to have sex with a woman. Even if she was completely consensual, I would feel like it was this weird violating thing. And like, yeah, that obviously clearly does have to actually be my own issue. And it does kind of allude to the notion that for some reason that I do have a psychological deep-seated mechanism against any sort of heterosexuality. And I'm perfectly willing to admit that. And I'm also willing to admit that there's several guys who were probably born that way, you know, that were born homosexual, and that I just am not necessarily one of them. Fine, whatever. But that's how I am. That's my issue. That's how I am. And I have no interest in changing that. It would be really, really, really... Oh, first of all, I don't even know that it would be possible. Second of all, I really doubt that even if I could become capable of having sex with women, I still would probably primarily be attracted to men. And I think I'm going to be like that for the rest of my life because I have my adolescence based around channeling my sexual desires into having sex with men. And that's what is hardwired into my psychology at this point. So I'm like that for the rest of my life, and I accept that. And occasionally, I like to be around other people who have that in common in some form or another, be it that they are gay guys like myself, lesbians, transgender people. None of us are probably just naturally going to have children. A lot of us made our parents slightly unhappy when they thought that we weren't going to give them grandchildren, you know, because parents always want to have grandchildren. And occasionally we do like to get together and live in a world where we are some sort of a majority, you know, and we can openly hold each other's hands and look at and see some guy wearing a tacky Speedo and act like that's normal, even though it's not normal. It's horribly tacky. And even I think it's horribly tacky, but we get to act like that's normal as an alternate reality for the weekend or the week or the month or whatever. And I kind of like that. I kind of miss having that a little bit because currently it's basically not even an option for me. I don't feel like I'm allowed to show my face at such things in case people figured out who I was. Because I know that there's some people that have to know who I am. And there's people who hate me, like people who really, really hate me. I've gotten violently threatened numerous times. There's people who not just violently threaten me, but they violently threaten me on false pretenses, like blatantly false pretenses. Not only do they say the standard things about me being a white supremacist that you kind of, you know, assume that they say about just about everybody, but there was this rumor that I threatened to beat up some trans guy when really he had threatened to fight multiple different people, including myself, and all I said was, okay, you want to meet up? I'm not scared of you. And then he got scared and said that I was the one that threatened him. And somehow the rumor became that I was saying I was going to trans bash some guy. So I can't just go to pride festivals and feel comfortable at this point in my life. Things would have to change a lot, and it's going to be a while. You know, I don't think that there's going to be any sort of defining moment where things change and I can just start going again. I don't think that that's how it works. I think it's just going to be a gradual thing. And then finally, I'm going to feel assured that I'm in some sort of a majority with the crowd of people that I hang out with. And then I'll stop caring about the other people. But apparently, the new crowd of people, we have to build it together from the ground up. So, yeah. But it's a shame. Like, it's a shame that, like, I feel blacklisted socially, and it's voluntary. There's never been any person that's told me that I am not welcome at the gay bars, or that I'm banned from Pride or something. Like, I don't know who would have the authority to do that. They haven't said it to me, but I don't feel like I'm welcome. And it's not even because of my political views, even. Like, I'm not even a Republican. I just am not a feminist, and I just call a spade when these people are lying, when they're saying things that are actively harmful, when they're saying things that are actively untrue, when it's very, very obvious that they have a lot of hate in their heart, and I don't want to put up with it. And I think that gay men should not be subjected to this abuse from these types of people. I say something about it, and that is what, like, these people would have people believe that I'm some sort of, I don't know, far right bully or something, when what it really is that I occasionally stand up to bullies, and that's all. It's not even that I've formed some sort of wacky political view, because I don't even know what my political views are. Like, there's no party at all that aligns with me. We need to have some 21st century internet party. But because of myself being the way that I am bastardized within the rainbow community. And that sucks. It just kind of sucks. It's unfortunate. I miss having the opportunity to potentially even go to these things. Like, it's been a few years now that I can't. It's starting to become, like, it was weird for a while, but it was kind of exciting. And then, I had my YouTube channel, and there was a lot of subscriber growth, and algorithms were still making it so that new people would find my channel all the time. And that very, very rarely happens now. So, yeah, it's so unfortunate. Okay, so then the next thing that I wanted to say, that this is just sort of the final thing. I was thinking, just gay pride. Everybody hates gay pride. Everybody makes fun of it, and it's easy to make fun of. Yeah, sure, fine. But why? Why does everybody make fun of it so much? Well, I think one of the biggest ones is gay underwear. Gay underwear is so incredibly awful. So incredibly awful. And I am, screen sharing this photo of underwear the whole time. You probably wondered why I was doing it. Well, this is Nasty Pig brand underwear, which is the most awful of all awful clothing lines out of any awful clothing line in the entire world, probably. Nasty Pig is just horrible. It's just, I mean, do I need to explain why? Like, you can see that thing. You can go look at the designs and the advertising. It's not cute. There's nothing sexy about it, really. It's like, sure, on the right guy, that guy looks hot, but, like, I mean, he'd look hot in whatever, I mean, but the most tragic thing about Nasty Pig underwear is that it's often really, really unattractive men who wear this stuff, and they wear jock straps that are like Nasty Pig brand jock straps, and they post photos of themselves wearing it on their Facebook. And the thing is about it is that they'll also talk about how horny they are, and it's kind of just really embarrassing. I don't remember about 10 years ago there being 10 or 12 years ago. I don't remember there being a lot of underwear that was like this being popular. I think that it was something that came out mostly this decade, and it was very embarrassing. And when it first started happening, I remember telling people that I felt like we were in a very tragic era of gay underwear. And either guys thought that it was really funny that I said that because they agreed, or they just kind of looked kind of awkward because they sort of wore them too. But here's the thing. I'm thinking about these guys who actually wear this stuff and who talk about how horny they are all the time and post pictures of themselves in it and everything. And I really think, and this is just a San Francisco bias, but maybe not. I don't know. I really do think that a lot of these guys must be prostitutes. And they're probably relatively inexpensive prostitutes, like they're low budget whores. And what they're doing is they're basically advertising. Like they want everybody to know that not only are they for sale, but apparently they're cheap. And they talk about being horny all the time. And they're probably not. They probably have to get Viagra or some of the herbal supplements to, pretend to enjoy it. But they tell everybody on Facebook, and, like they post a picture of themselves in their nasty pig jockstrap saying, "Ooh, I'm feeling horny today." What that really means is, hey, remember me? You paid me for sex last month. You can do it again. So that's my theory. So yeah, when people hate on gay guys, well, yeah, I don't want to say I understand. That's not the right word. I guess I agree with the aspect of gay culture that is hated by people, because other gay guys hate it too. Like gay men, Chris Rock had that joke about there's black people and then there's the N-word. And he would say black people hate the N-word, and well, it's the same thing with gay guys. Gay guys hate awful gay guys more than straight people do. But sometimes the awful gay guys are the only gay guys allowed to ever be in the spotlight. They're the only people given media writing jobs or anything. And, seemingly you only ever see them on television or YouTube videos or whatever, like Dylan Marin or whatever. My channel doesn't get promoted. So, yeah. The awfulness, it's there. It's real. Okay, that's the end of Pride Month, I guess. And I'm going to actually really record my scripted video tomorrow, I swear. Okay, bye.